Hello, in this video, we're going to be creating this scene. So first of all, we need to download the assets that we're going to be using for this project. Okay, I'm going to put the link of these assets in the description, so do well to check it out and download them. We're going to be using the second one, which is this, the 1/2" black graph paper, free printable. So you open it and you right click and then you save image. It is going to come in as a high quality image. I've done it before, I don't need to do it again. We are going to come over here in the 3D warehouse where we are going to download the Villa Savoy model. Okay, I'm just going to put it in there and then I'm going to open it. This is the particular one we're going to be using. Download the SketchUp file. Okay, there's a plywood that it does to download here, which we're going to be using. Go to architecture. Now I'm going to go over to the wood section. Okay, you can preview it. All right, so I'm going to download it. You click here, it is going to download it for you. All right, let's open this inside SketchUp. There are important things I need us to do. One of them is deleting this base. We don't need it. We are going to replace it with the grid paper that we downloaded. I need to save this thing down. Save it down to SketchUp version 8. So I'm going to save it, open 3ds Max and import it. Okay. But before I do anything, I like to set up my scene first. I like to use two viewport like this. I say okay. And then I'm going to go to my unit setup and I'm going to check to make sure that my units are in millimeter. I like to work in millimeters. You can set yours to whatever you prefer. So I'm going to import this and I'm going to import the Villa plus Savoy. Okay, and I will import it. So I'm going to set it to default view. I think I'll need a better view that will show a lot inside. Let me use this like this. Now I'm going to create a camera from this viewport. So I'm going to click this icon right here. That is going to do that for me. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to add that camera in there. And I'm going to add my save frame and I'm going to come over here and adjust the save frame to be, more of a square-ish, but not square. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to create a base and I want to make this entire thing, apart from this window, to be, wood material. Okay, there is even still more groups. So I'm going to close this back and I want to open it recursively. When you open recursively, it's going to open every single thing separately as it should. So I'm going to select this, I right click and I do select similar. It is going to select all the glasses for me. As you can see, these are the glasses. And I'm going to open my material editor. But first of all, let me ensure that I'm using Corona Renderer. Now it's not in Corona Renderer, so I'm going to set it to Corona Renderer. All right, and I'm going to close it. Now let's create material for glass. Okay, so I'm just going to go over to Corona and I'm going to drag out Corona Legacy material. I'll double click on it and then increase my reflection to 1, increase the refraction to 1 also. Okay, so I'm just going to select everything here and I'm going to apply this to it. Now when I do this, I like to, let me bring out the Scene Explorer. I like to create a new layer for it. Okay, so I'm just going to click this. It is going to create it. I'm going to call it glass. Okay, and I'm going to turn it off. Put it back in default. All right, so I'm going to bring back everything. So this particular thing here, I want it to be like a black wood or something. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this out, select this and apply it to it. Come over here, adjust the color a little bit. In fact, I will come over here and make it like 5. Okay, the reflection, I'm going to make it 1. Here I'm going to make this 0.6. Okay, something like this. I want to add these window frames to the layer where I added the glass. So how do I do that? I will just right click on it and go over to add selection to new parent and I come down to where it is and then I'll pick this and all of them are in there. So when I turn it off, they all go off. Now having done this, I want to change everything inside here to wood. Okay, so I'm going to create another material, select everything and make them wood. Okay, so I'm just going to bring in the map. I'm just going to drag it in like so. All right, then I would want to put it inside the diffuse color, then I'm going to add color correction to it, not the corona one, just this one, the color correction. That's what I'm going to add. Okay, now this is what we're having. All right, so now that we applied the material, let's see if we can do interactive render. I'm going to open this and do some setup before we proceed. I'm going to change this into none. I don't want that denoising effect. Okay, and for now, let's start with using a single map without applying anything to it. So I'm going to click here and then pin this camera, lock this camera so that whatever I do, it renders this particular scene. So I'm just going to start interactive render and see what we've got. Okay, that's not bad. I'm going to turn on the glasses. Okay, I'm not looking bad at all, but I need to remap this. It is not properly mapped. Let me see what we've got going on here. So I'm gonna go turn off my glass, stop this. I want to close this group. Okay, that's all. Now select this and apply UVW map on it. Put it in box. That has done the trick a little bit, but let me reduce it to 2000. Everything to 2000. Yeah, 2000. Let's take a look again at what we have. There's supposed to be a window here too, a glass window here that I missed. So I'm just going to go there and apply the glass material. So just very quickly, I'll do that. So I'm going to open recursively and then select it, open this and apply glass material to it. Let me see how it looks. Yeah, that's not bad at all. So I'm going to leave it like that. So I'm just going to stop this for now. I'm going to select this top part and I'm going to do something to it. First of all, right click and convert it to editable poly. Okay, so I want to close up these openings that we have here. Okay, so how do I do that? Because I've just converted it to editable poly, I'm just going to select this face, select this other face, and then bridge it. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing for these other ones. Okay, so going to use the insert tool, bring it in. Then I'm going to use the extrude tool, take it down a little bit, all of them. Okay. Then I'm going to also use that same extrude tool. Take it up a little bit. I think that's okay now. Detach this from the group and I'm going to close this. I'm actually going to copy this and then delete it. Now I'm going to add this back to the group and then paste this right back. So that has fixed the issue that we're having here, that we did some editing works. So let me go ahead and take a look at what I'm having now. Now I want to quickly add the parapet that is supposed to be here. Okay, as you can see, we're supposed to have parapet there, but we don't. So I'm just going to open this, come over here. Let me see what I can do with this. Select this top part, use the extrude tool and bring it up. Okay. Bring it up some more and leave it at that. Let me Just make sure that the maps are not affected by this. They are not, so I'm just going to take a look at the render again and see. Yeah. And then it's time for us to put the, let me put it on the top view. It's time for us to put the plane. Okay. All right. Now we have a plane. It's time to apply material to that plane. Bring out a new Corona material. We're just going to use this Corona Legacy material. Apply this to it. Increase the reflection. Reduce it again to like 0.4. Okay, and then I'm going to like stop it now. Let me work on this, on the lighting of this scene, because we don't have any definite lighting. So I'm going to open the setup again, and I'm going to go to scene, and then Corona, open Corona bitmap, select that particular one. I'm going to put the link in the description for you to download that HDRI. Let's see what we are having now. And then reduce the highlight is burning it a lot, so I'm going to bring in this highlight compression, take it down a notch, increase the saturation, let me see it properly. Now I want to shift the direction of these shadows. So I will just drag this into this place and say, okay, when it's asking me whether to copy it as instance, I'll select it, and in the rotation, I'll set it to like 270 degrees. Okay, I think this is better for me. I like the shadows, the way things are showing up. Okay, so I want to actually adjust the intensity of this. The intensity of this light. So for me to do that easily, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to go to my render setup. In the scene, I'm going to, in the general settings, I'm going to set up light mix, and I'll say generate. Okay. And then I'll start interactive rendering again. So in the environment, like, which is this, I'm just going to make it like 0.5. That will reduce the intensity of the whole thing. Okay. Now I'll come over here and reduce this one that we're having over here as well. Okay. As you can see, they're looking good. Let me turn on the windows. Okay. Can actually make it 0 so that when I turn on the lights in the interior, it is actually going to make a lot of sense. All right, so maybe come over here, increase it a little bit more, just a little bit, and have this shadow on that side. Yeah, so it's time that I add the grids on this paper down there. So okay, that's it over there. So I just put it in the diffuse. That is too much. Okay, I don't like the way it is very big, so I'm just going to adjust it. I'll select this and apply UVW map modifier to it. Put it in box. It doesn't even have to be, I can leave it in plain. And then reduce it the way I want it to be. Make it like 4,000. Oh, 40,000. Yes. Make this one also 40,000. 50,000. Yeah. Something of this nature is not bad at all. Yeah. But then this paper is very bright, and I want to reduce the brightness. I want to make it a little bit grayish, dark a little bit. So Corona color correction, I'm going to use it, and then that's what I use to reduce this exposure. You can reduce the saturation as well if you prefer. I want to make this 0.2, want it a little bit darker, you know, some more. And I'm going to go over here to Corona lights. Let's see how it looks. The light's coming from this side, just a little bit, Let me even see this light. Now this one, actually, I'm just going to change it to rectangle light. And I'm going to raise it up. Okay, make it a little bit bigger because that's too tiny to be effective. Then I will change the color to a warm color, 3.6. Okay, something like that. And I can see we're having light in here. Now I'm going to do some settings. I'm going to turn off this visible directly. And I'm going to turn off the occlude other lights. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller and bigger the other way. Okay, I want to make this scene more lively by adding in trees. I'm going to stop this interactive render. Adding in trees and human beings and all that. Now I'm going to close the grooves back, and I'm going to apply a dark gray material. I want them to have a dark gray material applied to them. So when I do interactive render now, you're going to see humans populating the scene, but in dark gray. This is giving that model vibe. Now these people are too much in one place, and all of them are walking towards a single direction. So I'm going to open this again, and I'm going to rotate them in different directions. Now I want to bring in some trees into this scene. Okay, so I'm going to apply that same wood material to this tree, which is this. Let's apply it there. Let's see how it goes. Okay. I can scale this down a little bit, and then I'm going to bring in more trees. All right, so I'm going to stop this and bring in the trees and arrange them. So I'm going to minimize this. All right, so these leaves, some of these leaves I might have to get rid of for me to have that very cool look of a tree, of a model tree. So I'm going to select this, okay, and I'm going to delete them. Okay, for this particular one, I'm going to select this one. Go to the select ID, select and delete. Okay, the more there is, the more I'm going to select and delete them. Okay. So now we're having all these models that are looking like model trees. I'm going to put a link to this, my model tree, in the description. If you want them, you can get them. Okay. Now I'm going to select all these trees and I'm going to apply the wood material to them. I'm going to move them around and keep them where I want them to be. I'm going to put this one in front of here and I'm going to scale it down. Yes. Oh no. Now move it in a little bit. This one too. I'm going to keep it there. Let's see how everything is looking. Do an interactive rendering. See what is going to be looking too much, so we can delete some of them. All right. So I will just take this one that has leaf, and put it from, in some places. Have it to be here and there, for a bit of balance. And then I'll need one at that back side too. Okay, now we're almost done. But then before we go, there's one final thing I want us to do. You notice that when you look here, you find out that it is so smooth. I want us to add like a texture to this paper. Okay, I would add a bump to it. And that bump, we are going to get it for free from our concrete floor bare default Corona material. Okay, so I'm just going to drag it into this place. Okay, when I do that, you can see it over here. So I'm just going to copy out this bump. I'm going to select it like so and then hold down shift and then drag it. That will copy it. We don't need any of this again, so I'm going to delete them. Okay, if when you pick the parents, the children don't follow, just come over here and click on move children. When you click on it and it's selected like this, now when you move this thing, everything goes along with it. So I'm just going to bring it here and I'm going to apply it, drag it and put it in the bump. All right, when I do that, I need to be able to see this to be able to adjust it. So I'm just going to take this and make sure that it is what is being shown here by clicking it. And when you see this red stripe on it, you find out that that is what is being shown here. Now let's go ahead and adjust the size of this texture. Okay, just come over here in size and change it to 0.25. And also this other one, 0.25. So the other one, which is this bluish one, that is the actual bump itself, the normal map itself, just make it 0.25 and also 0.25. Select the material itself, come to bump and add 2 in there, okay, just 2, and then come out of there. So when you do that, come back here and do interactive render. Open your frame buffer and do interactive render. You are going to notice just a gentle bump, just as we like it. Okay, now very quickly, let me show you what I have going on here in the post so you can quickly copy it the way it is if you prefer. Okay, I might even decide to add like a little bit of purplish tint to it, just a little bit. All right, and then stop. Let me open my render setup. You can see the output size. I already set it to 3000, and then the scene, set your denoiser to Corona high quality, and that's basically it. I'm going to come out of here, and then I'm going to open my frame buffer, and then I'm going to hit render, and that is going to render this file. You can increase it from 3000 to whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that, you know, get a good quality. All right. Okay, that's it coming out right here. All right, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, I hope you learned a lot. If you did, please give me a like, and if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. Okay, not only subscribing, ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future tutorial. Also, consider joining the channel memberships. That way you help sponsor this channel and help me create more valuable content like this. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.